Good evening, and welcome to Future Forward, our program dedicated to exploring the critical questions shaping our tomorrow. Tonight, we delve into a profound and increasingly debated topic. Should humanity invest in colonizing other planets as a backup for Earth? Joining us are two distinguished experts, Dr. Eris Thorne, an astrophysicist who advocates for this bold endeavor, and Dr. Lena Hansen, an environmental scientist and ethicist who urges caution and a focus on our home planet. Welcome to you both. We anticipate a thought-provoking and respectful discussion this evening.
Thank you, Kenji. It's a pleasure to be here to discuss what I believe is a fundamental necessity for the long-term survival and resilience of the human species. The simple truth is that Earth, while precious, is not immune to existential threats. We face risks from colossal asteroid impacts, devastating supervolcanic eruptions, and the potentially irreversible consequences of climate change. Furthermore, the possibility of global pandemics more severe than we've experienced, or large-scale conflicts with unimaginable destructive power, cannot be entirely dismissed. Establishing a self-sustaining off-world presence is not an admission of defeat for Earth. Rather, it is a prudent insurance policy for humanity's continuation. Think of it as species diversifying their habitats to avoid extinction when one environment is compromised. It's a natural drive for survival, scaled to a cosmic level. Moreover, the journey itself, the relentless pursuit of space exploration and colonization, drives unparalleled technological innovation and deepens our scientific understanding. Many advancements originally conceived for space have found critical applications here on Earth, improving lives in countless ways. This isn't about abandoning our cradle. It's about ensuring the human story doesn't end here should the cradle face an insurmountable threat. It's about safeguarding our civilization, our knowledge, our art, our very essence, by ensuring we are not confined to a single basket, however beautiful that basket may be. The universe is vast and full of potential. To remain tethered to one planet indefinitely, especially given the known risks, would be a failure of foresight and courage.
Thank you, Kenji. While I acknowledge Dr. Thorne's passion for exploration, I must firmly state that our primary responsibility, our immediate and overwhelming duty, lies in safeguarding this planet and its inhabitants. Before we channel colossal sums of money and brilliant minds towards the monumental challenge of colonizing other, likely inhospitable, worlds, we must confront the crises already at our doorstep. We are grappling with accelerating climate change, a devastating loss of biodiversity, the depletion of critical natural resources, widespread pollution poisoning our ecosystems, and persistent global poverty and inequality. These are not minor inconveniences. They are existential threats in their own right, demanding our full attention and our collective resources. The financial, intellectual, and material resources required for establishing even a rudimentary off-world colony are staggering, almost beyond comprehension. Imagine if even a fraction of that investment were directed towards developing sustainable energy solutions, restoring ecosystems, alleviating poverty, or ensuring clean water for all here on Earth. Furthermore, I find it ethically questionable to promote the idea of an escape route for a select few, while the majority of humanity, particularly vulnerable populations, are left to face the consequences of a deteriorating planet. And let us be realistic about the current state of technology. We are decades, if not centuries, away from establishing genuinely self-sufficient long-term colonies capable of sustaining human life independently of Earth. To divert focus now is not just premature. It's a dangerous misallocation of priorities that could undermine our efforts to save the only home we have.
Dr. Hansen raises valid concerns about resource allocation, and I agree that Earth's problems demand urgent attention. However, this is not an either-or proposition. Investment in space exploration and the technologies required for off-world habitation are not mutually exclusive with solving terrestrial problems. In fact, they are often complementary. Consider advancements in water purification, solar energy efficiency, medical monitoring, and closed-loop life support systems. Many of these were pioneered or significantly advanced through space programs. These innovations have tangible benefits right here on Earth. Regarding the argument that it's too early or too expensive, I would argue that procrastination on matters of long-term species survival is a far greater risk. History teaches us that early, strategic investment in future-proofing is always more prudent than waiting for a crisis to force our hand when it might be too late. A backup plan does not signify giving up on Earth. It acknowledges the inherent, albeit sometimes low probability, high-impact risks we face, and it embraces humanity's innate drive for exploration and expansion, which has always been a catalyst for progress.
Dr. Thorne's point about technological spin-offs is often cited, but I believe it warrants closer scrutiny. While some ancillary benefits do emerge, they are often incidental, not the primary goal. If our aim is to develop, say, better water purification systems for Earth, surely targeted investment in that specific area would be far more efficient and effective than hoping for accidental discoveries from space programs. Moreover, I am deeply concerned about the moral hazard this pursuit creates. Does the mere prospect of off-world colonies, however distant, subtly reduce the urgency and collective commitment to fixing Earth's pressing problems? This, quote, Planet B mentality could be profoundly detrimental, fostering a sense of complacency, or worse, a justification for inaction on climate change or resource management. We must also be honest about the vast unknowns and potentially severe dangers of long-duration space travel and attempting to live in extraterrestrial environments. The long-term effects on human physiology, psychology, and even our genetic makeup are poorly understood, and the challenges of creating truly habitable artificial environments are immense.
Dr. Thorne, regarding colonization candidates and a realistic timeline for self-sufficiency?
Mars is the primary initial candidate. A truly self-sufficient colony is likely a century-plus endeavor, though outposts could be established within 30 to 50 years with sustained investment.
Dr. Hansen, if Earth's major crises were hypothetically solved, would you then see value in colonization? Or should humanity remain Earthbound?
If Earth were truly thriving and sustainable, the desperation diminishes. Scientific exploration, perhaps, but the ethical burdens and risk of distraction from present issues remain significant concerns for me, even then.
Dr. Thorne, given the immense costs, how can space colonization benefit all humanity, not just the wealthy, and avoid exacerbating inequalities?
International cooperation, shared access to resources and technology, and open-source knowledge are essential. It must be a unified human project, not a new form of colonialism, to ensure broad benefits.
Dr. Hansen, what about low-probability, high-impact existential threats like a major asteroid? Isn't planetary diversification the only true safeguard for such events?
The probability of such events is extremely low in human terms. We are developing planetary defense. My focus remains on prioritizing resources for current, high-probability crises, already causing widespread damage. It's a tough balance. Present, certain dangers versus future, uncertain ones. We must not neglect the fires in our own home to gaze at distant stars.
But Lena, becoming multiplanetary inherently builds resilience against all existential risks, not just asteroids. It forces innovation that could also protect Earth better.
And that innovation, Eris, could be directly funded now to solve those terrestrial problems with far greater certainty and immediacy, without the astronomical cost and risk of off-world ventures.
In summary, I firmly believe that pursuing off-world colonization is not merely an option, but a vital safeguard for the continuity of human civilization. It is a proactive step against existential threats. It is also a powerful driver of scientific discovery and technological innovation, yielding benefits that ripple back to enhance life on Earth. Our inherent exploratory spirit calls us to look outwards. Let me be clear. Responsible stewardship of our home planet and planning for a future that extends beyond Earth are not mutually exclusive. They are complementary and equally vital goals. I envision a future where humanity, as a resilient multiplanetary species, has secured its long-term legacy among the stars, ensuring our story continues for millennia to come.
I must reiterate the profound urgency of prioritizing our home, Earth, and the billions of lives that depend on its health. Our immediate responsibility is here, with the crises we currently face. There is an undeniable ethical imperative to dedicate our vast resources, our intellect, and our collective will to solving climate change, biodiversity loss, and inequality before we embark on speculative, high-cost, uncertain, off-world ventures. The true path to a secure and prosperous future for all humanity lies not in seeking an escape, but in fostering sustainability, strengthening global cooperation, and embracing our ecological responsibilities on this planet. Let us make Earth a testament to our wisdom and care before dreaming of other worlds.
Dr. Thorne, Dr. Hansen, thank you both for an exceptionally insightful and spirited discussion this evening. Your distinct perspectives have truly illuminated the complexities of this issue. We've heard compelling arguments highlighting the tension between humanity's innate drive for survival and expansion and our profound, immediate responsibility to cherish and protect our home planet. We encourage our audience to reflect deeply on these critical questions as we collectively navigate humanity's path forward. Thank you for joining Future Forward.